Hi guys, and welcome back to Crypto News Today, and I'm David. So it was just a wee update video on see where we're at in the market now that we're getting some more mainstream adoption. So as you can see here, we're up again for today. We had a small dip on Sunday, but it just seems to quickly rebounds back up again. I think we're now at an all-time high on the overall market cap. We're edging towards 3 trillion, which is absolutely brilliant. Bitcoin and Ethereum up. Also, Ethereum's up. It hit its all-time high again today at 4,550, I believe. So is Binance Coin. So yeah, absolutely superb. I'm so happy that everything's going in this direction now. I've been in crypto for quite a few years now, and it's good to see more and more people talking about it. More institutions, banks, retail investors. There's just more and more good news coming. So, absolutely love to see this. Polkadot is finally showing up as well at the top of the charts here again, because I think there was a wee bit of a cool off period. Just basically what Cardano's doing just now. It's just sitting here, just not really doing anything, minding its own business. But once this takes off, remember guys that about 75% of all Cardano is held in staking pools. So there's not a lot actually getting traded as a day-to-day thing. So when this takes off, it really takes off. I get in here at 30 cents, and that was literally only about a year ago. So and then it went up to $3. It's came back down. It typically goes down to the kind of Fibonacci 618 level, which is roughly where we're at just now. But that when this takes off, there'll be all eyes on Cardano. I've got absolutely no doubt. Remember, this is it's the smart contracts it's building just now on this, so this takes time, as you can believe. You know, all these things coming together does take time. Ethereum didn't really go very fast for a while when that was building all the kind of adoption and round about the smart contracts, and then look at it now. We're sitting at 532 billion, and I've got absolutely no doubt in my mind that the market cap of Cardano could go to that as well, if not exceed that. So it's just definitely worth watching this in the near future. Once all this starts going up even more, there's absolutely no doubt that this will certainly go up as well. It's good that Dogecoin's not really in the kind of limelight at the moment. That was taking a lot of the money out of the market into this really, and it was just really just getting pumped for kind of no reason really. So that's not really doing much, which is good. That's what you want to see. A lot of the ones that seem to be getting mentioned just now is the gaming ones. Axie Infinity, you've got Sandbox, you've got Theta, you've got Decentraland, excuse me, which did absolutely amazing over the weekend. I watched it on the Saturday, and it went from, I think it was about $1.50 straight up to $5. It did retrace kind of almost straight away back to about $3.50. But what a run! As you can see there, this was up over 300% in a week. Absolutely outstanding. And if you watch maybe like Alex Becker, he's always talking about the gaming ones. Just watch them, and he's pretty accurate so far in what he's saying. He tries to concentrate on the small caps during the kind of early stages, which is very, very risky. On the ones below maybe million up to 10 million. So these are not really tested at that sort of price range. They're just early adoption on them. But that's where the big 300, 400x gains are to be had, and that's where he's made a lot of his money, but very risky at that sort of level. But if you get in at this sort of price, you're not going to make the same gains, but I think they've proved themselves at this point when they're sitting in market caps at this sort of price. So yeah, one to watch is this one, Decentraland. Elron as well is going to be a good one. I can see this maybe up about $1,000 at the end of this bull run. Now I know a lot of them are saying about this 4-year bear market. I don't believe this for 1 minute. We're going to obviously get cool downs, retracements, sideways action, but I very doubt now at this sort of level we're going to see a 4-year bear market. A lot of them are comparing to 2013, 2017 when you saw hundreds and hundreds of percent gains on the bigger caps like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and that. you're not going to get that now, massive gains like that, so you're not really going to get the retracements of that sort of level. So, but I could be wrong. We'll just wait and see. Pancake Swap, I hold a lot of that. But one to watch coming out is Sunday Swap, a DEX for Cardano. So not out yet, but hopefully soon. And if you're staking on Yori, then you will be eligible for Sunday Swap tokens for exchange for the Cardano interest you've been gaining during the epochs. So another one to watch, Chili's is quite good for the sports app. That's starting to creep up again. Like I said, Sandbox, Engine Coin, they're the gaming ones. They're going to do very well. Engine Coin, I think, is undervalued. I think that should be between 5 and 10 billion, and I think it will go to that probably by the end of the year, I would imagine. Loopring, I don't really know anything about that, but it's done some massive gains in the recent days. Nexo is a good platform to hold even if you're not very risk averse and you want to just hold it to gain some extra interest, better than the banks. That is what I would recommend. You're getting up to 12% in fiat currency, and you can get it paid in Nexo coins, which is like a double gain, because you're getting the interest on the Nexo coins, but the Nexo coins are also going up in price. So that's pretty good on that one. Kucoin, I knew this was going to come up soon as well because it's way undervalued. It's very similar to Binance, where it's an exchange and you can do leverage trading. It's got the trading bots and all that. It's not quite got the same amount of facilities on it as Binance, but Binance is like 80 times more valuable. So this has got way room to grow. I predict in the next 6 months, I think we would be a 10x on this. I think we'd be sitting about 15 billion on this one. Basic attention token, this is an advertising app. I think this is also undervalued, so that's another one to watch. So is Zilliqa. The audio one, I've got some of this, and I'm just going to keep an eye on this. I bought this in about $1.50, so I've not got a lot of it, but again, I think this is a good one to keep an eye on. One of the things I wanted to show you was this here, and it seems to be working out pretty well. It's if you go into TradingView, it's the if I can find it, it's the Fibonacci speed chart. I don't actually see it now on this. Fibonacci speed resistance fan. This one here, as you can see, is so you take it from the swing low to the swing high, and as you can see, it is actually pretty much following it. You can see the lines here. So it's hit the top of this one here and bounced down. It's been bouncing off it here, and then it's been following the chart right up here. So providing this keeps going, this is on the 4-hour one, but I actually did it on the daily, the swing low to the swing high. So this point up to this point, and you can see it clearer on the 4-hour, which I think is like I said, is worth the watching on this one, because as you can see here, it is following right on this level here, almost to the dollar. And I think if you were a trader, this is one to watch. So if it can, even if it's bouncing about between this channel, if you can see, so it's sitting on that, dipped down slightly, which now kind of maybe a bit of a fake out, but so it's following this, and it's going up, touches this one, and it's following it. So maybe even it could go back up, hit it there, and we could kind of continue up as it's going there. So on the MACD starting to maybe come round, but we could pick up volume any time here. So worth watching. Maybe pretty good if you're a trader, but again, if you're just accumulating, anytime, even if it comes down to this point, try not get in at the top point. I know we're going to keep going higher here, but you don't want to be buying in at the very top of these kind of takeoffs where it's just went up maybe 4-5%, which is done today. So let's have a wee look exactly what it's done. What's it done? I don't think it even went as far as that, maybe about 4% today. So you don't, I think it's going to start cooling off just now, and it's going to start getting a wee bit weaker. We might see a red dot here in the market cipher B. But yeah, keep an eye on it. Again, I've put in this orange line where you might you might take it. I think that was a bit of a support and resistance point going along. As you can see here, you know, it's touched as resistance and it's under, and it maybe go over, and it's kind of in the same channel. But I think these lines is certainly one to watch at the moment and see if this does come down. Is it going to touch this kind of 61,800 and maybe bounce off again? If it does hit that and then back up again, that might be a good entry point for a long, but again, not financial advice. So let's have a look at Ethereum quickly and see how it's doing. I know it's doing actually it's doing really well at the moment today again, but this is also a fib level here. So you might find, if I extend it, just see I slide it along here roughly, you might find that this could be a support level if it comes back down. Again, if it comes down, you're right on this moving average as well. So you've got the fib level and the moving average. So if you see it coming down and it does start to pick back up again, this sort of price range might be a good entry point either for a buy or for a long. If it falls below it, well, you've got a few of these support levels, so just keep an eye on them. You could go to the lower time frames, but it just depends on what you want to do. Do you want to trade on the longer time frames or the shorter? Basically, it's down to your own preference, really. The longer time frames is probably the best ones to go for, but they could change obviously if money flow changes or if any news changes. So again, just keep an eye on this. One of the ones I know, like I said before, is going to take off is this Cardano. I think it's maybe kind of falling in this triangle just now, but again, just keep an eye on this for trading or for buying in. You always want to be accumulating here, and they always tend to follow previously. If you look here and you go to say a trend line, and if you look, a lot of the time, it follows certain patterns. So if you keep an eye on this, even on the 1 hour, the 30-minute, it tends to follow. It goes to triangles, it follows channels, that follows the Fibonacci levels. You could probably trade on most of these. You can't really trade on them all because there's just far too many different types of things. But if you look, like here again, for instance, I know it's not exact, but if you put this, even like a lot of the time it's channels that's falling in all the time. So this could break out. If this goes to here, this could break out, it could down. So if we're getting, say it comes down below and it closes a candle below, you could maybe short it down. If it a candle above, long it up. But again, what you would do is you put stop losses in above and below, and you can use that on the trading view. You can use it in Bybit, you can use it in Binance, you can trade on all these platforms, Kucoin, BitMEX, you can do them all. But just be careful with your stop losses. Put them in nice and tight. Don't have yourself getting liquidated, because it's not pretty. It's definitely not pretty to do. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say, guys. So just the main one really is the daddy here. It's the Bitcoin. So really, however this is going to perform really kind of dictates mostly how the rest of the market goes. I know at the weekend there, you saw kind of Bitcoin going a bit sideways and all the gaming ones were going up, but at the weekends it tends to not always go as it would normally during the week, because you've not got the institutions, got the big money in and out, so you've mostly just retail investors. So but yeah, well, let's see. It's still looking good, so we'll see how it goes, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.